My name is Simon Nemtzov. I work for the Israeli government in wildlife conservation, and I'm living here in Israel already 40 years. I grew up in Canada. My family is here, and my wife's family are here in Israel. All of us are here in Israel. Our nephew, Ben, was at the music festival that was being held last Friday night, Saturday morning. And along with, went there with a few friends. They were really looking forward to this. Three of them got together to plan this. They went together in a car to the music festival. It only started late at night, and they got there and they were enjoying their festival. They were enjoying a good time, enjoying the music. And then in the morning, 6:30 in the morning, started the missile attacks. This is the picture we have of Ben, and he's
When was the last time you spoke with him?
just a couple of days before. He went missing. We were in touch with him. We didn't know specifically what was going on with Ben till much later, because he called his parents about 8 o'clock and he said they're shooting at us and we're getting out of here. And he ran with his friends to the car and he called his father and says, "That's it, we're in the car now, we'll be home in an hour." That was the last we heard of him. The friends, we found out later, were being shot at and they had to run out of the car. And they split up, they lost track of each other. So we know that one friend went one way, one the other, and only one of them survived. The other two are missing. Ben is missing and another of the friends is missing. The third one was rescued. The one who was rescued was hiding in a garbage truck, a garbage dumpster, but the other two, we don't know what happened to him, Ben, and we don't know if he was among the ones who were killed there. We don't know if he was captured, if he's in Gaza being held by Hamas now. We don't know anything. These are the traditional bread that we make for Shabbat called challah, and it's a sweet bread made in the shape of a braid. And you always have two breads on Shabbat, and then you cover them on the Shabbat table. We have the braided challah and the wine for the kiddush, and that's how we start our Shabbat.
How are you spending the first Shabbat after this? What are your thoughts?
Well, Shabbat is, I keep thinking, where was I exactly a week ago today? What was I doing a week ago today? Last Friday was such a different day, and we were doing so many different things, and getting ready for the festival and getting ready for the holiday with so much joy. And now a week later, the whole world has changed and everything is upside down, and it's just so different. We understand there's still a few hundred bodies there that have been collected from this area that haven't been identified. So we don't know if he's one of the bodies that haven't been identified, or we don't know if he's actually one of the people who have been taken and is being held hostage, being held by Hamas. I mean, we've been discussing this in the family. Would it be better for Ben if he's in the world of all good and the world to come, as we call it in Hebrew, or if he's being held by these horrible people in Gaza and suffering there? There's no doubt if he's there and the people who are being held there are suffering. Ben is the kind of person who always helps. He's very good with his hands. He fixes things and repairs, and he has a whole business doing restorations, and he's helped us here in the house. Anything you ask, he always finds the time somehow to come and help everybody, and always want to pitch in, and he knows how to do things. What would take me a whole day to do, he can do in 10 minutes. And he's always happy, always willing to help, and always been that. The family was supposed to have a wedding. Ben's brother was supposed to be married today. It's been on our schedule and our calendar. Today, the whole family is supposed to be together for a wedding. And instead, we're all sitting together, holding each other's arms, wondering where Ben is and what's happening with him. The waiting is a large part of the uncertainty, is what makes it very difficult on the family, of course. I mean, I've been to already 2 funerals, and I've been to Shiva House where the families are mourning, and these families are hurting, but they have a certainty, they know what's happened. We don't even know if we should be sitting Shiva. We don't know if we should be mourning him, or if he's or what his state is. So we're praying for good. We're praying for his safe release. We're praying that he's in a safe place and that he'll be home to us soon. concerned about his safety with the troops there or without the troops there. Safety is not going to determine whether the military has to go in. If the Hamas thinks that the Israeli army is not going to act because they're holding hostages, that's not what's going to happen, because that's not the way it works. If they want to exchange prisoners for prisoners, we can probably come to an agreement. If they want electricity, and if they want water, I'm sure we can find an agreement. If they give us the hostages, we'll give them water and electricity. But right now, this is a siege. And the people who are celebrating in the street, when they heard about the massacre of children and babies, they heard about the massacre of children and babies, and they're celebrating in the street. I personally don't have a lot of sympathy right now for the people on the other side because of what's going on there.
Support what the IDF is planning to do and is doing at the moment, or would you like them to scale back on the military operation to increase your chances of your family member to stay safe?
I don't think scaling back increases their chances. I don't think the Israeli experience has shown that negotiating with hostage situations helps the hostages. This is from the Entebbe rescue, from the Munich Olympics, from the planes that were hijacked over the years. This doesn't help the hostage situation by trying to appease the other side. Right now, what's needed is a power strength to go in there and get rid of Hamas. And if that's what the military needs to do, then they have to do their job. We pray for a safe return of Ben, and we hope that somehow he'll get out of this safely. But I can't see telling the military that they have to hold back operations because of what's going on there. There's no easy answer here, and I think that the military and the government has to do what has to be done to get rid of Hamas, and I support that decision. And if it means going in there with full force and doing that, I certainly pray and hope that somehow the hostages come out of this alive, but I can't see that appeasing Hamas is going to somehow help now or help in the future.
Ben will be able to see it. What would you tell him?
Ben, we love you so much, Ben, and we're thinking of you, and we're never going to forget you. We know you're there. We're praying for you, and we're doing everything we can to keep you in our hearts and our minds. And we want you to be strong. We're sending our love. We're sending our strength. We're sending hugs to you. Ben, we love you.